Hi everybody, welcome back to First Gen Mini Rescue. I'm Jimmy, rescuing minis and riding mowers, but rescuing minis, trying to keep the first generation ones on the road, running and reliable. That's my main thing, reliable. So not so much of the swapping pulleys and tuning and all of that stuff. I'm more go with what they designed, but make sure it's done well. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna read the fortune first of all, and then tell you what I'm doing today, because it's not a lot, because it's like 40 degrees outside. I'll put Celsius down here, and so it's cold. My hands are cold. Anyway, so today's fortune says, listen to everyone. Ideas come from everywhere. I listen to other people that do the things that I don't do, because they might have some tips and tricks that may help me in what I do. So the same thing, like even with my beekeeping things, and if you're not familiar, I'm a beekeeper. Jimmy's Neighborhood Bees down here, it'll be in the description. But even with that, there are people that are commercial that have thousands of hives, hundreds, thousands, multiple hundreds. I watch them and listen to what they do, because even though it doesn't affect me to a scale, some things may, like the different varroa mites and things like that that I have, that all bees may have. So the solutions and the fixes, doesn't matter how big or how small. Same with the minis. I watch the guys that soup them up and change pulleys and suspensions and all of that stuff, because there may be bushings that I don't know about, or there may be better quality bushings than the OEM equipment, things like that. So I watch them all, I pay attention to them all, and when I see people with issues, I like to, read about the issue and then read about the solution, because we have 4 of these cars. So eventually I may come across some of that, you know what I mean? So anyway, so yeah, as the fortune said, and I forgot what it said, listen to everyone, because ideas come from everywhere. All right, today's video, like I said, is 40 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius down there. I put battery tenders on everything that we own. The boat has dual battery tender on it, so I can just plug it in and the batteries are maintained. The van, the same way, dual battery tenders. I bought battery tenders for both of these these lawnmowers. I'm gonna call them Yard Mules, because I don't use them as lawnmowers. Neither one of them have a deck on them. I just got that one running and got the wheel replaced. I had to cut the wheel open. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But I had to cut the wheel in half. It was frozen on the shaft. Not frozen, it was rusted onto the shaft. The the left-hand side wheel, rear wheel, was rusted solid on the shaft. I tried everything, couldn't get it off. I ended up going through maybe 8 cutting wheels or cutting discs, grinders, chisels, the works. I got it off, didn't damage the shaft too much. It did have a little score line, but it's no big deal. Again, that mower was free. This one too, for that matter. But I don't know if this is gonna be the real winter parking place. However, this was the area I had the convertible when I was doing the transmission and everything. We used to have a chicken pen here, but it's just, the 1 foot squares. So it's gonna park here. They're gonna stay here for most of the winter. I have an outlet back here with an extension cord. So I'll bring the extension cord up to this area, and then I'll just have a splitter, a divider, which I don't have, so I have to go get one. So I can plug both of these mowers in for their trickle charger. So I just put them here. And for this Husqvarna, the battery is actually under the seat in the back. So I have the wire coming around, and I have the battery tender up here next to up here. And I'll keep the plug out. And on the John Deere, the battery is up front. So the tender is right on top of the battery. or right near the battery. And the plug will be, you know, right here on the side, right by the accelerator or the forward reverse pedal. And I'll just have to have the one extension cord with a splitter that has two prongs on it, and I'll be able to plug them up. Yeah, and that's it. So they'll be staying here. I have a cover that'll go over the orange one, and I'll just get another cover for the John Deere. And then they'll be pretty much set for winter. I'm gonna do the same to the minis that I'm not driving. Let me show you. Okay, this is what I had to do to get that wheel, the stuck wheel, off of that tractor, the John Deere. That's part of the inside of the rim. There's the other part of the inside of the rim. There's one half and the other half. That's the half, outside half with the valve stem. And then this was the inside half. So I had to cut it up just like that in order to get the whole thing off. The where I split the axle part, I threw that away. These are bigger pieces that I was gonna keep just to practice welding on. So just as metal, just to practice. Anyway, so that's what I had to do to get it off. Like I said, 6 grinder cutting wheels, 6 or 7, and just a lot of work. Okay, all 3 of these minis are my run and drives. They all run, they all drive. This is the R52 convertible, 2005. This is the light blue, electric blue, 2003 R53. And then, of course, that was the original gray or dark silver, as they call it, 2004. I don't have the cover on that, but it's in the back. But I've been driving that one because I got 5,000 miles, or a little less than 5,000 miles to go to turn over to 300,000 miles. So that's the car that I'm going to drive every time I need to go somewhere until I reach at least 300,000 miles. And then I rotate in the winter between that R53 and this R53, the electric blue. Let me see, electric blue, some people. Electric blue. So the convertibles, don't drive them in the winter much. This is the automatic convertible. The orange one that I need to work on is a 6-speed convertible. And I haven't thought about the red 6-speed R52 that my B Club member has because of other family extenuating circumstances with his family. So it's still a possibility. I still can make the choice to buy it or not, but I still haven't decided that. However, today's goal is just to get the plug these cars in. So I will be plugging in the blue car, the electric blue, and this what is this? What do they call this blue? I have to write it down. I can't remember, but it's like a periwinkle blue. I don't know. Oh, and now this car and this car came from Copart. There's another one, this color, convertible, and I think it's a 6-speed car, but don't quote me on that. It might be an automatic as well, but it's available on Copart in like tomorrow. I don't know. So, and I think it's in Detroit, Michigan, somewhere. I don't know. I'm trying not to look at it as often as I am looking at it. So we don't know. My wife Sharon's giving me the side eye. She always does, and she's always right. So, but I can't question her decisions because I was one of them. So anyway, so yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing is getting the chargers on this car. The van, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has, no, you can't see it. I'll show you. It has a battery tender for the 2 batteries that it has. It has a starting battery and it has an auxiliary battery. And what I did was, you know, with the R53s, the batteries are located in the boot. I ran my wiring all the way up underneath or beside the carpet, underneath the rail, all the way to the area under the cowl so that I can plug it in under the bonnet. And I usually just leave the bonnet you know, popped. I don't have to, if I need to unplug it. And I always drape the cord on the outside so I don't make a mistake and drive off still plugged in. But it's not, because it's going to be on the driver's side. They're always on the driver's side. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, here's the van. And this is what I was saying about not being able to drive off with the car still plugged in. I put it on the driver's side, so it's over the mirror there. But for the van, the plug for the tender is here. So I plug it in under here, even though the battery is here. There's another battery inside under the driver's floorboard is the main battery. This is the auxiliary battery under here. And so I ran all the wires through the firewall, and the battery tender is inside the van. I got to go get keys so I can show you, because I leave this, I don't latch it all the way. I just lock it down. I just lock it down. So let me go get the battery and show you the tender. I just realized I said, let me go get the battery. I meant keys so I can show you the, let me unlock it, so I can show you the battery tender. Okay, I have it, it's just underneath the center console on the ground. It's double-sided tape down, but all the wires come through. There's a bank 1 and a bank 2. Bank 1 is the one more forward. It's got a green, they both got green lights. Is the main starting battery, and bank 2 is the auxiliary battery. And just so you know, this van, wait, let me go to the front. Okay, as I was gonna say, this van is a 2013. So come January, this van will be 13 years old. And the 2 batteries that we have are original equipment to the van. Those were the ones that were on there when we got the van, never changed them out. So knock on wood, I will do that in a second. But yeah, so by keeping them on the maintainer, they're fine. Okay, on all the Minis, I have it running. It's battery tender brand, but not sponsored. But I have the cord running alongside through the car, all the way to the battery tender, all the way to the battery. And then my plug area is here. And I just lay it right in here when I'm driving without the extension cord. And it's fine. And then when I plug it here, I can run the cord down and I can close the bonnet without pinching the cord, which is why I didn't want it to go out the back. And with the rest of the cord, I drape it over the mirror, the driver's side mirror. So obviously I can't, it's a visual reminder. So that is plugged in. So here we go, plugged in. Okay, basically that's what I do for winter. I plug them in and to maintain the batteries. And I usually keep them covered. This one I drove earlier, so the cover's just in the back. And if I'm going to park this car for like a week, or if we go on vacation or whatever it is, if I know it's gonna be parked for more than a week and it's gonna be cold, I plug it in too. Everything we own, I noticed, has the battery charger except for the Subaru, because in any kind of inclement weather, or anything, that's the car that we drive, the Subaru all-wheel drive. We just put brand new tires on it. She's running fine, knock on wood. And yeah, so that one doesn't have a battery maintainer on it, but that car is used probably every day, which is why it surpassed the mileage on this car. Because, you know, going to see the grandkids, we taking her Subaru. Going shopping, we're taking her Subaru. So anyway, so that's it. Yeah, so everything's plugged in. Even the orange car is plugged in, the battery. However, I think I'll put a brand new battery once I start working on it, because yeah, just, you know, I don't know. I'll keep that one as a spare. But other than that, that's it. I'm gonna close this one out. There's not much going on right now because, like I said, it is cold and I don't like to be cold. So I'm gonna have to come up with a heater system for the pad. You know, whether it be a portable wood burning stove, or maybe even just use the, I'm saying it's cold and I'm watching this kid get off the bus wearing short sleeve shirt and carrying her jacket. Come on. Maybe it's the oldness, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. And well, there goes the bus. I always wave at the bus driver. She's very nice. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, have fun with your minis, even when you know you're not gonna drive them in the snow with the top down. However, I did see a few people picking up Christmas trees in their convertible minis. They got a purpose. They got a purpose. All right. Bye, y'all.